Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Tuesday, and we're going to continue with the penultimate part of the Neil Young story. And today we are going to look at his albums from 2010s and 20s. Once again, not a particular favourite period of Neil for me. Lots of albums, so-called lost albums, and pointless sometimes. This period is more for the purists than the general fan. So there's 8 albums, and we'll crack on. So coming in at number 8, now this came out in February of this year, and it's called Oceanside Countryside, and it's apparently the latest of Neil Young's great lost albums to be released as part of the Analog Original Series. This album was recorded between May and December in 1977 on tape. These are original mixes done at the time of recording. So side 1 is called Oceanside, and the first track is Sail Away. I quite like this song, it's okay. Lost in Space, yet another version of this. So this wasn't a lost track, it's been on other albums. Then we get Captain Kennedy, which is of course on another album, which I can't remember which one, but it's definitely on another album, so this is not a lost. Going Back, it's okay. That's all I'll say about it. Human Highway. Very acoustic, very basic. I do like that. That's pretty good. Then side 2 is called Countryside, and we've got Field of Opportunity. My favourite on here, it's a very strong vocal from Neil. It's a very countrified track, but it's the best track on the album. Dance, 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 which of course he's done with Crazy Horse. I don't know what it's doing on here, because it was released from the 60s. The Old Homestead. This is another very basic Neil song. It might have been is a proper sort of country song. It's all right. And then we got Pocahontas, which is on another album. Now I think this album is it's not brilliant. You know, to say that they're all if they're all lost tracks, but they're not. There's ones on here that appear on other albums. Just because they're the original demos doesn't mean they're lost tracks. Pointless release in my books, so I'm going to give that 1 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 7 from 2014, A Letter from Home. We've got Neil Young on vocals and guitar and harmonica, Jack White on vocals, piano, On the Road Again, and I wonder if you care so much. We've got Gary Burden, Genesino doing some direction as well. So, A Letter from Home is the intro. It's just a telephone call. And then we just go into a load of covers. We've got Changes by Phil Ox. It's not too bad. Girl from the North Country, the Bob Dylan track. No. Needle of Death and Burt Yanks. It's okay. Early Morning Rain is Mullered, which is a great Gordon Lightfoot track. Crazy by Willie Nelson. Nah, it's not very good. Reason to Believe Tim Hardin's all right. On the Road Again is not too bad. If You Could Read My Mind, another bad version of a great Gordon Lightfoot song. Since I Met You Baby, it's not very good at all. My Hometown, Bruce Springsteen, one of my favourite Bruce Springsteen songs, Totally Mullered by Neil Young. I Wonder If You Care as Much, the Everly Brothers. Everything sounds like it's been played down a telephone to somebody. It's not very good, so I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 6, we've got Hitchhiker, which was issued in 2017. And this was recorded in 1976, so it's Neil Young on here. Just his guitar and harmonica. So we got Pocahontas, which is on Rust Never Sleeps with overdubs. It's a little bit different. I think overdubs. I really don't know. Then Powderfinger from Rust Never Sleeps. It was recorded live with Crazy Horse. Now we've heard this version so many times, I don't know. Captain Kennedy from Hawks and Doves. That came out in 1980. Now we have got one track, or Y, which is previously unreleased. It's alright. It is. It's a demo. Nothing special about it. Give Me Strength. It's not too bad. Ride My Llama. It's a solo live performance. The Noise, which is it's on another track. It's just Human Highways on here. Campaigner from Decade. The Old Country Waltz from American Stars and Bars. It's another pointless album. Rehashes stuff and trying to convince people these are original recordings. Doesn't do nothing for me. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 4 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 5 from 2014, we have got Storytone. And this is either orchestral or big band. Plastic Flowers, which is an orchestral thing. Neil Young with the orchestra. He just seems to whine a little bit. Don't like that track. Who's going to stand up? I suppose out of all the string ones, this is the better one. I Want to Drive My Car. Now this is a big band, and this is better. It's got a bit more groove to it. It's got a very uplifting. I quite like that, and it's not a bad vocal from Neil on that. Glimmer. It's the orchestral again. Unfortunately, Neil's just not hitting the high notes. It's not very good. Say Hello to Chicago. Great track. It's a big band. It's got a good guitar solo in it as well. It's one of the better tracks. Tumbleweed. I'm going to be honest, I don't like none of these orchestral interpretations. They just... Ugh. I don't know why. Big band ones, I love that. Like You Used to Do. Pretty good. There's some great harmonica on it. Excellent track. I'm Glad I Found You. The worst track on here. Neil sounds terrible. When I Watch You Sleeping, dreary, and then All the Dreams, dreary. I'm not a big fan of this album either. There should have been more big band tracks and orchestral because they're just not very good. So for the big band ones, they're excellent. So I'm going to give that an RTO ranking of 5 out of 10. Coming in at number 4, we have Chrome Dreams. It was first compiled as and considered for an album in 1977. This came out in 2023. So it's Neil Young on guitar, keyboards, vibraphone and drums, Ben Keith on Dorbo and vocals, Frank Sampero on guitars and vocals, Billy Talbot on bass, Tim Drummond on bass, Ralph Molina on drums, Carl T. Himmel drums, and Emmylou Harris on vocals. Once again, we get Pocahontas, and it's probably the best version of it. I don't mind that. Will to Love. I like this. I like the arrangement. The marimba is brilliant, and I do like the vocal on that. Star of Bethlehem. It won't be the last time we talk about this song today. Like a Hurricane, best track on the album. I do love the guitar work on this. Very good. Too Far Gone isn't too bad. There's some nice banjo mandolin going on there in the background. Hold Back the Tears. Very dour. Don't like it at all. Homegrown. Talk about that later. Captain Kennedy. Probably one of the best versions of this song on here. Don't mind that. String Man's my second favourite track on here. Great track. Great vocal from Neil. Sedan Delivery. Great rock track. The guitars are great on this one. Then another version of Powderfinger. How many more are we going to get that? Look Out for My Love, another good track. There are some really good tracks on here. There's a lot of demo versions as well. It's just spinning me money opportunities here. There's lots of the tracks that appear on other so-called lost albums. I just don't get it. How can they convince people? It hasn't convinced me, but this is one of the better ones, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 5.5. Okay, then coming in at number 3 from 2016, we have Peace Trail. All these are original songs, no lost songs. So we got Neil Young on guitar and vocals, Jim Keltner on drums, Paul Bushnell on bass, Micah Nelson vocals, and Joe Yankee electric harp and pump organ. First track on here is called Peace Trail. It's not a bad track. Neil's voice isn't too bad on this. It's not too bad. Can't Stop Working. I like the arrangement on this. It's got a very simple drum line and it's not a bad vocal from Neil, to be quite honest. Indian Givers, good song, but it goes on too long. 5 minutes, 41 seconds. It needs to be a little bit shorter because it just sort of gets lost in places. Show Me. Very, very flat. It doesn't know anything to me. Texas Rangers. It's reasonable. Then we get Terrorist Suicide Hang Gliders. It's quite good. It's got a nice harmonica bit. I do like the harmonica on that. John Oakes. All these songs now are just the same backing, different words. It's nothing special. My Pledge. Love the vocals on this. It changes a little bit, and so does the music. Pretty good. Glass Accident. Even the harmonica sounds tired on this. Yeah, it is. My New Robot. Get rid of the robotics. We're going back to trans days. 1 or 2 decent tracks on here, but there's no variation. It plods, not very memorable. But for the ones that are, it's a better album for his singing, but I'll leave this an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 2 from 2020, we have Homegrown. Material recorded between 74 and 75. Separate Ways. Quite like this track. It's got some nice tones on it. It's a good vocal as well. I love the bass line on this. It really adds to this. Nice vocals, including the backing vocals. It's a good track. Mexico. It's a short little piece. Quite nice. Nice vocal as well from Neil on that. Love Is Arrest. Probably the worst track on the album. Homegrown. Now, I like this. There's that simple version on one of the previous albums. But this is good. It's got some electric guitar and it's got a good beat to it. It's my favourite track of this album. Florida. It's just conversations. What I don't want to hear. I want to hear music. We Don't Smoke. It's No More. Quite a bluesy number. I love the guitar on this. This is another excellent track. White Line, a little acoustic number, which is very good. Great vocal from Neil. Vacancy, second favourite track on here. It's got a little bit of grit. It's got a bit of a to it. It's a good track. Little Wing, it's a bit dreary. And then Star of Bethlehem. The harmonica's great on it. It's not bad. And these sort of lost albums, I think this is the best one out of the lot. Although it's still not brilliant, it is one of the better albums. There's some good tracks on this, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.3. But the number one in this very disappointing period for me, from 2010, Illinois, got Neil Young on guitar and vocals. So we got Walk With Me. Great opening riff. It's an electric sort of guitar, but it's not distorted. It's really good though. I don't mind that one. Sign of Love. It's got that great sound that Neil got really distorted, and it sort of hides his not very good vocal on it. Someone's Gonna Rescue You. Alright, wouldn't say it's the best. Love and War. I think this is one of the better acoustic tracks on here. It's quite moving, and the lyrics are, and it's melodic. Angry World, pretty solid. Nothing wrong with that one. Yet another version of a Hitchhiker, but this is the difference. This has got an electric guitar, and it's got a little bit more grunt. Peaceful Valley Boulevard, 7 minutes, just too long, meanders, and you lose interest in that one. Rumbling, the best track on here, and probably the best one of the whole era. I don't mind this. I love the echo on the vocal on this one. First album of the 2010s, and it's the best one of the bunch. The electric guitar does sort of solve the problem with his vocal problem, but it's the best of. It's not the best album, but it's the best of this sort of period. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.5. Well, as I said, I was never impressed with this period, and I'm still not. I'm not convinced at all. So if you like this period, that's great, but it's not for me. I think he should have packed up singing after 1992, and I've made that quite public as well. Next week is the last part of the story, and we're going to look at some of his collaboration work that he done. Okay, coming up next is Retro Ranking, and it's a little bit different today, and it's something that I am going to introduce with Retro Ranking, and it's all to do with an inspiration by the Rock Beast. So it's all about Marillion. No, it's not. It's about Genesis. I've just done a spoiler for the next one I'm doing in this. So it's to Genesis. So I do stand corrected. Bye for now.